Things they've accused me of, the human trafficking, which is obviously insane, but look what the BBC print about. The BBC said that 13 years ago, I was emotionally controlling to an anonymous girl. Let's analyze this as professionals. You're a man, I'm a man. All the men watching. 13 years ago, I was emotionally controlling. What does that mean? Does that mean I said, no, I won't buy you a handbag? Does that mean I said, no, you can't go drinking with those guys in the club? Does that mean I said, no, you should have been nice to me on my birthday? What did I do? Don't know. Who is she? Don't know. And they're putting it all over the news and calling me a sex criminal? How do I defend myself against such abstract bullshit? It's garbage, but they'll do it to absolutely anybody.
I used to tell girls I played for Man United.
Take him to jail! Take him to jail!
That's not a crime though.
Bro, but that's the thing, that's crazy, right? So even with this garbage they're hitting me with, human trafficking. So they come along and they said, oh, you're a human trafficker. I said, well, I've never transported anyone, I've never kidnapped anyone, I've never restricted anyone, I've never held anyone. They said, no, but you're a human trafficker via the lover boy method. I said, what's that? It's where you pretend to love them. So what, being nice? So I was nice to some girls 10 years ago? Is that my crime? Maybe I did love them. But we're not together anymore, so what? I pretended? Who said I pretended? Prove I pretended to love, and then what did I pretend to love them to achieve? The case against me is that I pretended to love girls to make them do TikTok for money. I pretended to love girls to convince them to do TikTok to give me the money. The girls themselves have said that's not true, but they throw away their statements and keep them as victims in the file. That's how insane this is. The level of insanity is crazy, and there's so much more I can say, but unfortunately I'm in Romania and I have to go to court in Romania and I have to respect the Romanian judicial system, and I have enough faith that the judge is going to look at this and say, well, this is crazy. It's not human trafficking.
What do you think should be in place to protect men more? Do you think we get the rough end of the stick?
Oh, we absolutely get the rough end of the stick, and there has to be some degree of burden of proof. I don't know why with these particular crimes there's no burden of proof. Surely there has to be some legal test. I don't know where a woman's statement alone just is enough. If you go into the police station and say, I know someone who stole a car. What car? I can't tell you what car. There's no car. There's no video. I can't even tell you the reg, but nothing. But I know he stole it. Is that person going to jail for stealing the car? They're like, okay, so you can't tell me anything about the car. There's no video of the car being stolen. No cars have been reported stolen. You're just telling me they stole a car. No, go away. If something happened to my daughter, heaven forbid, and I find out, yeah, heaven forbid, bro, but I find out she was walking through a park alone at night at 4 a.m, the first thing I'll do is I literally, before I plan to kill the guy and find him, because I will kill him, I'll say, what the fuck were you doing walking through a park at 4 o'clock in the morning by yourself? I'm not going to absolve her of all responsibility. I say, why did you do that? I would have picked you up. What are you doing? I believe in personal responsibility for all, and of course there's some scenarios where that won't help. Of course there is. But those are the most heinous, violent, brutal crimes where a woman is being responsible and doing the right thing and protecting her safety and is still raped. Well, in those scenarios, most of the men get caught because they're doing actually terrible things. But all this subjectiveness of, I was with a guy 10 years ago, I was in love with him, we lived together, now he's famous and now he's rich, and I think he once told me something that emotionally made me feel like I couldn't take money from his wallet and I'm been raped, and there has to be a level of sanity reinstalled. But that's assuming the legal and judicial system wants sanity. If you have sanity, then it's much harder to just weaponize it. If you have insanity, then you can just make everybody afraid of it and just weaponize it against anyone you choose. In fact, in jail, I said it to Tristan, I said, we're sitting here in this hell, but everyone we love at least is taken care of. At least mom can eat, at least the kids can eat, at least the rents are paid. At least we're suffering because men are built to suffer, but everyone we love is taken care of. That gave me some solace. But the way they've attacked me, they didn't intend for that to be true. They intended for me to be bankrupt. They intended for me to be completely destitute and destroyed. They intended for me to sit in a cell knowing that I can't feed my kids. That's what they wanted to do. Just because I managed to make sure that didn't happen, that doesn't mean it wasn't their intention. Their intention is purely and truly evil. I have to be honest and say that 99% of Romanians I interact with apologize to me. 99%. People on the street, police officers, correctional officers, the people at the court, everyone's like, sorry, bro. Everyone understands what's happening. It's another really interesting paradigm shift, and I think life as you go through it is a series of paradigm shifts. It's a series of having your worldview broken and reconstructed. But one of the paradigm shifts I'm going through is that as someone who never broke the law, really, I never really feared the law that much because I'm not a lawbreaker. I mean, COVID to a degree made me understand that you can't be a cuck to the law. You have to be the kind of person who's like, no, I'm not putting that mask on, get fucked. I understood that much, but I never thought I'd ever be genuinely a target of the law because I'm not a criminal. So I never really feared it. And now I have this really interesting hobby, a new hobby of mine. Before I go to a country, I investigate the legal system. Like, what happens if I get arrested? What's the jail like in Azerbaijan? Because I'm like, what if I get arrested there? I found out that Japan's legal system's crazy. Japan's got one of the most strict legal systems in the world. They have like a 99.8% conviction rate. You don't get that conviction rate without putting innocent people in jail. If you go to a court in Japan, you're going to jail.